all doing well. Today's video is a little bit different for me. I'm going to be chatting about Instagram stories and what I do. Tips and tricks, apps that I use, you know those really cool Instagram stories where there's like text moving on a still image. I'm going to tell you how I get that, the app that I use for that, and also I know a lot of people are like, why do you put effort into Instagram stories if it's going to be gone in 24 hours? But the way that I see it is if my Instagram content, so my feed, if my feed is really great, why would I put up average content onto my Insta stories? And also, your Instagram stories make you more discoverable. So that's what people see first. They're going to expect that kind of content from me. So if they see pretty, beautiful content, they're going to want to see what I have on my feed. So that's my take on Instagram stories. And obviously, if you've clicked on this video, then you feel the same way and you want to learn some more about how to make your Instagram stories beautiful, then you're really going to enjoy this video. First things first, I'm using my iPhone 7. And you guys are going to ask about this. This is just a regular pop socket. I got this from my sister in America, but you can now get them on like Takealot. Or I think they're on Superbest as well, and they're like 150 rand around there. It really helps to hold my phone because I have tiny little hands. So with the new iOS on iPhone, obviously, they actually have a screen recording button or like a little option. So I'm going to press that and you can see everything that I'm doing from here on out. So you will see that I have a couple of images here that I can use. And what I'm going to do is select something like this. And I really like this, but you can see that there are black like bars at the top of the photo, and because Instagram Stories uses the dimensions of your screen, which is 9 by 16, I basically just zoom into the image and then move it the way that I want it to be, like that, and then screenshot. The new iOS, you'll see that it now has a little screenshot at the bottom and you need to save it like that. You can also do things with the new iOS. You can add fonts onto your images, which you could use in Instagram Stories. That might be handy, but I just want the image to be just like that, so I'm going to save it. And then you'll see it in my pictures folder at the bottom. That is the image. It's now full screen, which means if I upload it to Instagram, it is just going to go perfectly. It's not going to crop out any edges. I know what's going to be in the photo. So that's also a great way for you to upload photos that are older than 24 hours. If you just screenshot the image the way that you want it to be, it will have a timestamp for that day instead of the day that it was originally taken. So you can upload images from whenever. This was taken at least 3 weeks ago, but I've just screenshot it, so it's perfectly fine. Basically what I want to do with this image is I want to say that I have a new blog post up, so I'm saying Clarins, Newen, products. And what I can do is, you'll see there's a little toggle button on the left over here. I can make the font smaller or bigger. And then this is a new tool for Instagram Stories with a little dropper tool. You can move that all over the photo and select a color that is within the photos. But I think I'm going to choose a deep burnt orange, and I can resize it just by moving my fingers on the screen. You can see it's getting bigger and smaller, but the text isn't changing in line, so it isn't spacing everything out. I've now set where I want my text to be all in one line, so now I can make it bigger or smaller. So I'm actually going to add that over there, and you see that's a new feature for Instagram Stories as well. They give you a line for where it may not be seen, so where your username is. So there's a blue line on the screen there, so I know I can't go any further than that. I actually quite like where that is. You can change the colors over here. What I like to do is hold down on a color and see what color you want. So I want to add a little bit more text, so I'm going to say love this. What I also want to do to make that stand out a bit more is if I press the A with a little box around it, at the top you can see that it now creates a little frame around it. So that's a solid frame. That's a little bit more transparent. And then I want to draw with the same color, so now it has that same color selected, and a little arrow. So that is the Instagram story that I'm going to post now. I like this one. Again, there's black at the top and the bottom of the photo, so I'm just going to zoom in a little bit, move it to where I like it, and then screenshot, save the screenshot. And then what I'm going to do is, let's do a little bit of writing. How's that? A little bit of text. I'm going to use the top one. You can use the highlighter, like that. There's also this one that's a little bit of glow. I obviously can't write in cursive apparently. And then there's this more pointed tool, and what I'm going to do is just, that's how you make it bigger or smaller. And I'm going to choose a color. That works. I'm also going to show you how you can add a poll onto your Instagram stories. Basically just scroll up like that and then click the poll. You can change the question, would you buy this? Just keep it yes or no, although you can change that to hell yes or heck no. and then you can size it the way that you would like as well. So you can see that I'm making it quite small. So now what I want to show you is how I use the Instagram filters. I don't love them for every image. Sometimes I like to edit my images before I put them in Instagram stories, but I'm just going to show you the filters really quickly. I'm going to choose this decor image. That's for a video that's going up tomorrow. And I scroll to the right, and you'll see that there's a filter there. They change, and I mostly like to use this one. I like that just because it makes everything quite white and clean. As a hint, and then tomorrow's Vlogtober video. What I'm actually doing is trying to make the text like smaller than usual, just because I find it looks a little bit better than when you make it a big size, and then align them to either the left or the right or the center. I like that quite a bit actually. Sometimes I don't like to use the filters in Instagram stories just because they're not amazing. Hopefully they'll add to it. So then I like to use VSCO Cam. So I just open VSCO Cam, select the photo that I want to edit. I have quite a few different filters, so you can download these off of VSCO Cam. I'm going to use A5 and take that down to 3.8. And then I play with the contrast a little bit. This image has been edited in Lightroom, so I don't like to do too much. It's really not necessary. Okay, so this next tip is one that I'm sure you guys are going to be really excited about. I'm going to show you how I get the moving text on a still photo. So basically the app that I use is HypeType. Open it up, and then scroll up like you would on Instagram stories. Select the image that you want to do. You can see that it actually changes the edit of the photo a little bit, which is kind of annoying about this app, but I can work with it because I love it and no one else is really using this besides bloggers like Wish, Reem. There are a couple others as well. What I wore in a week, that's what I'm going to say. What I wore in a week. That's a video that I put up yesterday for Vlogtober. I don't like that animation or that font, so I press the little T button, which is for font, and I can change things. That's another one that you can get. So there are quite a few different options, and if I click the little exchange button or random button, you can see there's one over the actual font that I'm using. If I click that, it will change the font inside, it will change the way that it's all laid out. This is the one that I usually use. You guys would have seen this on my Instagram stories and you always ask about it. I like it like that. You can also change the colors, although I'm not a huge fan of some of the color combinations, so I like to keep it pretty simple. You can change it to like red and black or green and white and black, which is a bit odd. Maybe I'll do yellow because I have yellow. That's very bright. I'm going to stick to black and white. Very exciting, LeChelle. Make it a little bit smaller. So then, if I click the three dots at the bottom of the screen, I can either add music or I can change the duration of the actual font coming up and down. And then I'm going to click the tick at the bottom, right-hand corner, and I'm going to save that. And I can even add more text on here. Check out my YouTube channel. I'm going to change the color. You guys know how I like to change the colors. I add that to my stories. Okay, so now what I'm going to show you is how I get different fonts on my Instagram stories. It's really simple. I use one app. I also use the same app to do collages. So if you see in my Instagram stories that I have more than one photo on one Instagram story, then this is the app I've used. So I'm going to click over. It's really simple. You can get it on App Store or you can get it on the Android store as well. Add new project. I'm going to click the iPhone size and I'm going to add an image. I'm going to have to resize the image again. So now what I'm going to do is add some text. I click the text button and I'm going to say obsessed with this knit. I can change the font. There are lots of options. If you want some others, you can just click the arrow that goes up and there's lots of free options, then also paid options as well. I'm going to change the color to black so that I can actually see it. There's also the color wheel, so you can change the color as well. Stick to good old black. Okay, so that's how I like to add new text onto photos, save to photos, and exact same thing, go into Instagram and upload the image. It is as simple as that. It looks really cool and different. It's just not the same as everyone else's Instagram stories. Next up, I'm going to show you how I would do a collage. So I'm going to start over again. I'm going to click into the start new project, select iPhone. I've chosen a solid color background. I've chosen this color just because it's what I use on my Instagram stories. Again, resizing it, select. And then I'm going to add other images over the top. So this is quite fun and different, and also the text looks really cool. Add another image. So if you want to get creative, this is a great app for that. And then I'm going to add text. I'm going to say, go check out yesterday's video. So now for fonts, I think I'm going to choose this Playfair display one. I like that. I think it's really, really cool. I quite like that actually. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. You can see that there's a different background color. I like the images. I like to kind of play around and make my Instagram stories a little bit different. Look how cool that looks. I love it. Okay, now I'm going to show you my Instagram stories, what it all looks like put together, and how your Instagram stories can look as well. And obviously if you want to go to the next story, you just click on the right hand side of the page or the left. So I'm going back and forth. This is what my Instagram stories looks like today. You can see that there's a lot of effort put in. You can see that I actually care about what I'm putting out my Instagram stories. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. I hope that you've learned something new and that you've picked up on a few tips or tricks or apps that you would like to use. I will list all the apps down below in the description box. I'll also leave a link so that you can go and download them for Android and for the iStore. Also, if you want to see more of my Instagram stories or my actual Instagram content, then please go and follow me there. I will leave my username over here. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, then please do. I upload vlogs, beauty content, lifestyle stuff, fashion, doing some food stuff as well. There's home content. So if you want to see any of that, I upload 2 videos a week on a Monday and a Thursday. And for the month of October, I'm doing VLOGTOBER. So there'll be a new video every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. So come back for those. Then click subscribe and leave me a comment down below if this was helpful. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.